Here are 6 levels of Square-1 solving. In this video, I'll show you how 6 levels of Squan solver would handle the same scramble. Sub-minute. So the first step is see where all the edge pieces are. So here we have 2, 3 pairs and then 1 L. And whenever we see an L, we know that we have to turn it into a line because lines are much more useful to us. We can do that by first attaching these two together and then moving this L up to touch the scallop. Now this L has turned into a line. Then we can attach this pair to this entire scallop over here, and then we can attach this line to this 6. And then we have 8 star, which we can just solve using the way that we know how to. Now, as you can see, we can attach these two together, and then we can bring this black bar up here. Now, to solve this piece, we're going to use an M2. And then to solve this piece, we're going to use a 1-1 algorithm. Now, as you can see, we do not have parity because this is not a PLL. This is not a normal PLL. And on the bottom, we also have a PLL that's not normal. Now, in order to solve this, we're first going to hold these headlights to the left and then do JJ. And now we have 2 headlights PLLs on top and bottom. So we're going to hold both headlights in the back and then do JJ. And now finally, we can do adj to get this case, which can be solved by doing adj like that and then adj like that. So if you have 2 U-perms, you always want to start by adjing the opposite one and the one in the front. And that's what we're going to do with both these U-perms. So at the sub 20 level, you want to be able to plan all that cube shaped stuff in inspection. So here, as we can see, we can sort of insert this into here while attaching it to the scallop, like so. And then we can just go from there. And as you know, that's one of the base cases that you should know, 5-1 pair. So we can just do that just by planning it. Here we have CO, and for this case, the best algorithm is to hold it like this and then do slice D slice. Here we have LL, which is one of the EO algs that we know. So slice U M2 slice like that. And then here we don't have parity, as you can see, but we wouldn't have to care about that at this level. We just see that we have 2 headlights, do JJ. And now here, whereas a beginner solver might do something like double adj, you know how to use op. And here, if you have a U-perm on top and a U-perm on bottom, in order to solve this edge first, we have to bring those edges over there. So you're going to do opposite to solve these 2 edges and put them opposite to where they are. And then, as you can see, we have adjacent. At the sub 15 level, you want to be using intermediate CS. So here, we actually have a really easy case for scallop kite because we can first join these 2 together, join these with the L, and then move this sort of line up top. And now we have scallop kite. Now for CO, we just sort of look at this and we're like, oh, we could do this solution, but that requires both D and U moves. Instead, it would be better to sort of just do a U prime here, slice, U prime slice, which is just 2gen. Here we have 3-3. And now here, we can actually use 2 sides to see which sort of CP alg we would use. So here, these 2 are matching, these 2 are adjacent, so these 2 are opposite, these 2 are adjacent, so that means that the headlights is going to be opposite to the opposites here. And here we have 2 opposites, so we have a diag swap PLL on the bottom. So we know that we can just go straight into our CP algorithm. And then here we have opposite parity on top and nothing on the bottom. So we're actually just going to do U prime to get this horizontal, slice, U prime slice, adjacent parity, and then slice, U slice. So the sub 12 level, we know that the best way to solve this case is by doing slice, -1 slice into pawn. Now, the CO is also going to be really simple, just U slice D slice, like that. And then we have 1 1. Now we can sort of predict what's going to come next, because here, if we notice at the bottom, we're going to see that we're going to have a solved bottom because the EO algs that we use preserve CP. So we're going to have a solved bottom, and we're going to have headlights over here after we do 1 1. And then we're going to go straight into CP while preserving the blocks. And then here we have opposite parity on the bottom, which we can bring to the top by doing op, and then we can do our opposite parity algorithm and cancel into the bar flip. Now at the sub 10 level, you'd first trace this, and as we can see, we get the even case. So for even, we could do a U2 here, and then slice, misline both layers instead of mislining just one layer, misline both layers to set up pawn in the front. And then that's how you would do CSB for that case. Then we're going to do a D2 slice, and then EO. And while doing the D2 slice, I noticed that this entire thing would be solved, so that's going to be preserved. And it is preserved. That gives me a bit of an edge here. And here, we notice that we have sort of headlights over here because this is not solved, this is solved. We're going to have a solved bottom, so we can go straight into CP like that. So hold headlights in the back immediately. And here we notice that we have D perm on top and W perm on bottom. And the best way to do this is actually to misalign this, because after mislining it, we'll actually get W perm on top. And WW is actually a really nice alg to finger trick, or at least I like to finger trick it. So yeah, pretty easy. So at the sub 8 level, I would just look at this, do CSP, and then immediately go straight into this. So I know that this case is going to be 2 slices into pawn, and I like to start pawn by starting with an up slice. So I know that I'm going to have to do an up slice to start this algorithm in order to get the best finger tricks. I'm going to do it pretty much effortlessly because, you know, I've practiced. Here we have a hazard bird. So if we're gonna preserve the kite on bottom, and we're first gonna do a slice to get this, which is actually gonna be a really nice 3 slicer. So we're gonna do a D prime on bottom, slice, and then we just have good thumb. So and the D prime on bottom was because we wanted to move this right next to this while breaking this sort of pair up, and then we just have good thumb. And yeah, sorry, we're just gonna do that. And now here we have a GV. So GV is actually gonna be an interesting alg. The way that I like to do it is sort of make sure that both of these blocks are sort of preserved and also on the same alignment. So if they're both aligned, then they're both aligned. They're misaligned, then they're misaligned. But none of this. We're just gonna do JN into good U perms. So that's the video. Like and subscribe, and thank you to the 03 Solvers Discord for supporting this video.